A woman spy in Burkina Faso. You won't believe this. This woman went to Burkina Faso pretending to be an NGO organization that she want to help people. Now West are using women since men are too obvious and you'll never suspect a woman. Her name is Claire. She went to Burkina Faso pretending to help people, but she was helping people at the same time, buying food, by giving money, buying parts for the women, and she was supporting a girl child in Burkina Faso. A lot of people trusted her because they thought that she's genuine, but she had other agendas. Her work was to find out how many militaries are in Burkina Faso, their location, and if Burkina Faso they are using drones, and any government official that will visit Burkina Faso. And then she gather all the information, the location and everything, and then she will send to her boss. But what she didn't know is that Ibrahim Traore knew everything. Her computer was mirrored to Ibrahim Traore's computer, so everything that she sent to her boss, Ibrahim Traore will see it. Everything that she typed or said to her boss, Ibrahim Traore knew. So Ibrahim Traore let her do whatever she was doing so that he can find out what she's planning and what their next game is.
So I say to all of you in this room and all who are watching by television, we need to pray for our brother and his family and warn America, leave that.
What's up, guys? Timothy's Reaction is my name. Kindly, if you are watching this video for the first time, remember to subscribe to my YouTube channels, like, share and comment. France and United States wanted to arrest and eliminate Ibrahim Traore, but all means failed. They have now come out and now they are using spies and snipers to eliminate Ibrahim Traore. One of the lady was yesterday captured in Burkina Faso for spying Ibrahim Traore. But first, let's watch this video until the end, and then I'll come back with more comment.
Ibrahim Traore. As you know, Ibrahim Traore is loved by not only his people but Africans because of his moves recently. He not only talks, right? Like, we see leaders that say the right thing, we're so happy, we're hyped up, and then nothing happens. And then you see them making a deal, and then you see them shaking with the enemy, right? Shaking hands with the enemy. But Ibrahim Traore has proven himself to be a good leader with the things that he's been doing, not just saying. Also, he says good stuff and he inspires us with his beautiful speech, but he actually puts in work, right? So this is the fourth coup d'etat against them. Thankfully, it has been thwarted and they were not successful because guess what? The people of Burkina Faso love this guy to the point where when the third coup happened, they went out to the streets at night saying that they will protect him at all costs. That's the kind of leader he is. And don't forget, he's the youngest leader right now, a sitting leader. So as I said, thankfully it has been thwarted, but it makes you wonder, why do they want this guy out? Why? You'll have your answer if you just think about it for 5 minutes.
President of the United States, I suggest to you that the people that looked at him and saw his brilliance, saw that that brilliance could be used for a purpose that was not our agenda. Now, I'm closing now. The people that chose him know the time, that we are living at the end of America's rule as a great power in the world. So I say to all of you in this room and all who are watching by television, we need to pray for our brother and his family and warn America, leave that brother alone. When America tries to interfere in Africa, this video always comes to mind.
Corrupt nation in Africa, and it is. It could be the most corrupt nation in the world, Minister Farrakhan.
Oh, now, Mr. Wallace.
It is the most corrupt nation that I have ever covered. I've been there 25 years ago, and I've been there as recently as last year.
Fine. So what? 35 years old. That's what that nation is. Now here's America, 226 years old. You love democracy, but there in Africa, you're trying to force these people into a system of government that you just have accepted. 30 years ago, black folk got the right to vote. You're not in any moral position to tell anybody how corrupt they are. You should be quiet and let those of us who know our people go there and help them get out of that condition. But America should keep her mouth shut wherever there's a corrupt regime, as much hell as America has raised on the earth. No, I will not allow America or you, Mr. Wallace, to condemn them as the most corrupt nation on earth when you have spilled the blood of human beings. Has Nigeria dropped an atomic bomb and killed people in Hiroshima and Nagasaki? Have they killed off millions of Native Americans? How dare you put yourself in that position as a moral judge? I think you should keep quiet, because with that much blood on America's hands, you have no right to speak. I will speak because I don't have that blood on my hand. Yes, there's corruption there. Yes, there's mismanagement of resources. Yes, there is abuse. There's abuse in every nation on earth, including this one. So let's not play holy to moralize on them. Let's help them.
I'm not moralizing. I'm asking a question, and I got an answer.
Why would you put it as the most corrupt regime in the world? That doesn't make sense.
Can you think of one more corrupt?
Yeah, I'm living in one. I'm living in one. Yes, you've done a hell of a thing on this earth, so you should not be the one to talk. You should be quiet when it comes to moral condemnation, in my judgment.
I'd like to read to the public Brother Gaddafi's last will and testament that came out sometime yesterday. As you know, Brother Muammar Gaddafi was offered asylum in other countries. He refused to leave Libya. And as you know, he said he would be martyred in Libya. This is where he lived, this is where he would fight, and this is where he would die. So I'd like to read this will, and I want you to listen carefully to his words. He said, "This is my will. I, Muammar bin Mudabit bin Muhammad bin Abdussalam bin Humaid bin Abu Manya bin Humaid bin Nail al-Fusi Gaddafi, do swear that there is no God but Allah, and that Muhammad is his messenger, peace be upon him. I pledge that I will die as a Muslim." This was written on the 17th of October. He said, "Should I be killed, I would like to be buried according to Muslim rituals in the clothes I was wearing at the time of my death, but with my body unwashed in the cemetery of Sirte next to my family and relatives. I would like that my family, especially the women and children, to be treated well after my death. The Libyan people should protect its identity, achievements, history, and the honorable image of its ancestors and heroes. The Libyan people should not relinquish the sacrifices of the free and best people. I call on my supporters to continue the resistance and fight any foreign aggressor against Libya today, tomorrow, and always. Let the free people of the world know that I could have sold out our cause in return for a secure and stable personal life. I received many offers to this effect, but chose to be at the vanguard of the confrontation as a badge of duty and honor. Even if we do not win immediately, we will provide a lesson to future generations that choosing to protect the nation is an honor, and selling it out is the greatest betrayal that history will forever remember, however they try to portray this. This was the end of his will. He was killed in a military uniform. He wanted to be buried in the khaki clothes that he was wearing. And of course, you heard the news that they took his body out in the middle of the night. He and his son, Mutassim, who we have in a picture meeting with Hillary Clinton a year and a half ago and shaking hands with Secretary of State Clinton, which should show the world that shaking hands with your enemy and receiving a pat on the back from your enemy should never lull you to sleep that the enemy has changed. The enemy is the enemy. And when you fall asleep on that knowledge, that is when the enemy will take us out. The betrayals of his inner circle. Don't think that that is overseas. That is in our own house. And we today need to watch for those close around for signs of betrayal. Because it is written in the scriptures of the Bible that in the last days perilous times will come. And betrayal will be one of the marks of the end of the world, because people will feel that they'll be safer betraying a good cause, a just cause, to save their lives. Gaddafi died in honor, fighting for the Libya that he believed in. They would never have won if NATO was not bombing day in and day out. Brother Ali Baghdadi, that is a writer and a great Arab writer, said they bombed Libya back to the Stone Age. We were in Libya. We saw Libya being built from the ground up. We witnessed what this man did for the Libyan people. And for NATO to have bombed it like this, watch for Halliburton, watch for Bechtel, watch for the vultures of London, England, and France, and others trying to rebuild the infrastructure that they purposely destroyed, which is against international law. You went for humanitarian purposes, yet 50,000 Libyans lie dead because the West wanted access to the wealth of Libya. Now let me tell you what this man did. Did he kill people? Well, hell, did our president kill people? Talk back to me. Yes. You have made your president an assassin. That the only value that he has now is that he was responsible for the death of Osama bin Laden. He was captured without a weapon. He should have been brought to America put on trial for the American people to see this man, but he was executed so you will never know the real truth. Then Alaki, an American citizen who is against America's policies, a drone took him out and then came back later and killed his son. Now Muammar Gaddafi and his sons lie dead. Saddam Hussein and his sons lie dead. Well, what about your sons? They're dying in Iraq on the basis of a lie. They're dying in Afghanistan on the basis of a lie. And now drones are in Pakistan, drones in Somalia, drones in Yemen. When will it stop? America, do you think that you can get away with this? If it's time for another commercial, then you go on and take the commercial. I'm just warming up.
Yes, sir. All right. Thank you, Brother Minister. Brother Minister.
Think about the horror of the transatlantic slave trade. Being stuck in the holds of ships for months, laying in our own urine and defecation. Some of us, if we got a chance, jumped overboard into the open mouths of sharks rather than come to America to be made slaves. And what they took out of Africa was the strongest in Africa. And when we got through the Middle Passage, those that died in the Middle Passage and those that survived were the strongest of the strong. We have been under the worst oppression that has been accorded to any human being in the annals of history, and here we are. You can still laugh and joke and smile and sing and dance, and when white folk look at you and see the power in your moves as you dance today, hip-hop culture spinning on your head, everything that you do, white folk trying to learn how to do it, and you're the teacher.
That's right.
White folk don't know how to play no drums. That's Africa. That's Africa in Cuba, Africa in Central America, Africa among the native people, Africa. Tell me something. How many of you would come and sit down and apologize to us for the transatlantic slave trade? You come now. Bring your wife and your children and tell us you're sorry for killing us, raping us, castrating us, and enslaving us, and making us chattel. Will you come and apologize? Our people can be like you. It ain't enough. See? If we tell you when you apologize it's not enough, oh, you trying to pimp us and hustle. No, reparation ain't pimping. Reparation is what we deserve for the pain and anguish that you have caused us to suffer. No. But you won't do that. You won't do justice by us. That's why judgment is on you now. That's why you can't live a day without another calamity. And they're not going to stop. It's going to get harder and harder because the God of justice has claimed us, Kyrie and Ye and Durant and Barkley and Shaq. We belong to God, not you. Don't try to use us against each other. If they want to talk to any of you, we'll go with you. You bring your rabbis. You bring your scholars. And I told him, when we look at our book that we wrote, we only quoted your scholars, your historians, your rabbis. So when they asked me to condemn our book, I said, oh, if it's all lies, I certainly will condemn it. But we only quoted your people. So when you come out and call everyone that we quoted a liar and an anti-Semite, all right, then I'll condemn the book. But you're not going to do that. When I told you at the end, I want to be your friend, that's why I'm sitting in your house, eating your food, and inviting you to my house, and we prepared food for you. I would like to get along with you. And so would Ye, and so would Kyrie. But you can't abuse them, because you promised them wealth and nearness to white power.
Let us give thanks to God, who has allowed us to meet here today on the occasion of the celebration of the International Day of African Youth. I say this very often because human beings often forget God when they have no problems, when they are happy. But when worries come, that is when we remember God. Give thanks every day for the breath of life and for health. Youth. Youth of Burkina, youth of Africa, youth. This is a phase of life where we have enough strength, enough energy, like the paraphraser, the slam poet, who has just passed. Youth is the time when we do not have enough time. We must take advantage of the time given to us, use the energy necessary to achieve our goals, to change the world, change our world, change the world of others positively. Children want to grow up to be young adults. Old people want to become young again. Everyone wants to be young. Youth is a blessing, so take advantage of youth to do useful work. That is why when I see in the chosen theme, the first two words challenge us, that is integration and security.
Intégration, sécurité.
Africa faces many challenges, and we must ask ourselves questions. Is youth an asset or a handicap for the development of nations? The answer is simple and unequivocal, and you know it. Most developed countries have an aging population, and currently many countries have launched programs to rejuvenate their populations. Africa is fortunate to have a very young population. But why is Africa not developed? So we will have to look at the question of why Africa has a young population and it is not developed. And sir, the countries that call themselves developed are looking to rejuvenate their populations. So we have to turn our youth into a real asset and a driver of development for our continent. And to do that, We need integration, we need development, we need security, and we need to unite. Of course, you will hear about the African Union. Yes, it exists, but what is the effect of the African Union in reality? We will not be able to talk about integration in the theme and not talk about the African Union, because it is this organization that should unite us and create real integration. But we regret to see these wars that persist on the African continent that kill millions of young people, and that this organization that is the head of states and provided with an army cannot organize itself to support certain countries.
Pourvu d'armées n'arrive pas à s'organiser pour soutenir certains pays. L'union n'est pas juste.
The union is not just a word.
L'union.
The union is a symbol.
Et nous jeunes.
And we young people should learn the sound of this situation to unite to make integration a reality.
L'intégration une réalité.
I was unpleasantly surprised when Ethiopia, which hosts the headquarters of the African Union, plunged into divine conflict. And when I saw the Prime Minister go into the lengths of announcing the closure of Addis Ababa University to face the threat, I did not see the action of the African Union to protect these headquarters. Most Western states saw Addis Ababa fall and therefore packed up and left. Ethiopia fought, found an internal solution and lives more in peace today. The children of Congo have been dying for years. Several other conflicts such as Sudan exist on the continent. We would have liked to see the African Union generate the forces and all the strategies necessary to support these states so that they can find peace. We will not even come to talk about ourselves here in the Sahel. For nearly 10 years, the Sahel has been the scene of international terrorism. But we see no support from these organizations to find a solution to this problem. Worse still, a few days ago, a foreign country in Africa openly announced that it had supported and participated in a cowardly terrorist and barbaric attack against the forces of our confederation in Tinzouten. The African Union has not said a word to condemn this interference. The African Union has not said a word to condemn this interference by a state outside Africa in the internal affairs of our states. And I would like them to hear this outburst and therefore come out of their silence and take action so that young people can believe in the African Union. We need to unite. We need to unite, and the only way to unite young people, let me tell you that to unite, there are 3 words, 3 great vices that must be banished from our behavior and our life. I am talking about cowardice, treachery and incompetence. We need to banish these 3 words from our way of life, and I will explain to you why. Cowardice covers many vices. A coward is always afraid. And when we are afraid, we become slaves, we bend, and we lick others. Our ancestors were not cowards, and if we are cowards, our children will ask us questions. Imagine that in Burkina, we refuse to fight and we agree to submit to live in slavery. Tomorrow our children will grow up, they will ask themselves questions. That, were our parents cowards to leave us in slavery? Whether we are alive or dead, we will feel it. The coward is afraid, and the imperialists have understood this. They try to scare the leaders so that you become cowards. Because when you are a coward, all the other vices can be born. They do everything so that we are afraid. They come to our palaces, they threaten us directly or issue veiled threats. Of course, we respond as we should. They try to make us understand. They always give examples. They will tell us, you know, Thomas Sankara tried to do it like that, but where is he? He is dead. The Haitian president tried to do it like that. Where is he? He is dead. Gaddafi tried like that. Where is he? He is dead. These are words that are said to us in a veiled way to scare us. And then, we also often see some young people trying to follow suit or in another way. We can hear them say such and such a person reigned like this, he has the ICC on him, such and such a person reigned like this, he is in prison. All that is to try to scare us so that we become cowards, but I think they have not understood something. When we say homeland or death, we mean we will win. It is not just a phrase. It is not just a phrase, it has its full meaning. We are not afraid and we will never be afraid. They have surely scared many African heads of state. You often see when we speak out or when we have the opportunity to be in certain situations abroad, we often make remarks to challenge African heads of state to wake up and take care of our youth so that we can begin our real development. We are often misunderstood. Some have publicly responded to our remarks because they feel singled out. But I can assure you, youth, that when we find ourselves in the corridors, these same heads of state tell us you are on the right track. This is what must be done so that Africa can emerge. So we ask them questions as to why you do not do as we do, why you do not accompany us. Some tell us that they have thought about it, some tell us that they cannot. Dear elders, African heads of state, from the top of this podium, therefore I would like to say that the African people are the most peaceful people. When you recognize a wrong, you must tell the people so that we are not afraid tomorrow to come out and tell the people. We apologize, we have been compromised, we have ill-gotten gains, we have been compromised by several things, and that we ask for forgiveness and we are getting back on the right track. And to start to really work for the independence of our states and our emancipation. And I think it is possible. If we remain in this position of fear, we will be cowards and history will judge us. Our children will ask questions, our grandchildren will ask questions. We are writing history, and there is no room to buy fear. If our ancestors had been cowards, we would not be here. Remember, I'll tell you an example of the Bamileke and Bassa people, I mean the Cameroonians. The Union of the Populations of Cameroon, who since the 50s began an implacable fight against the colonists. But they were massacred. The French colonial armies at the time poured in battalions of infantry, tanks, helicopters and wiped out entire villages. The most inhuman tortures took place during this period. You can do research on what they call the swing or the Bekasiva. Hundreds of thousands of populations were decimated in this way in Africa because they dared to ask the settlers to leave their lands. This resulted in a civil war that lasted several years. This is to say that people dared, confronted the imperialists with bare hands so that we are here. There is no reason why we cannot confront the imperialists so that our future generations can live. There are many examples throughout Africa of courageous men who refused to be complacent, who fought, who faced it, and let us be worthy of these people. We are their descendants and let us be worthy of them. A coward cannot be worthy. Let us not be cowards, African youth. Because a coward is always a traitor, and that goes hand in hand. And we will do, they will try to scare us so that we are cowards. And if we are cowards, we will betray. We must banish treachery from our habits. Africans were traitors so that the slave trade could succeed in Africa. It is because Africans were traitors that colonization was able to hold in Africa. Let us question history, we will see. Lumumba, Patrice Lumumba was betrayed because he dared to stand up. And these same Belgian televisions came to Congo for some biases extended to individuals in Congo, for an interview or to please their population, and you were able to follow that. Lumumba, he bothered us, he died, we are happy. It is treason. Many other heroes have fallen so that we are here today. And it is a technique of imperialism to scare others by carrying out actions to really create terror.
Hello everybody, here is me again with my small English. I just want to thank everybody for sharing my video and for your love, for your support. And I just come out as a Burkinabe citizen just to speak my word to the old world to know the backup story from our President Ibrahim Traore. I wanted people to know how we end up with Ibrahim Traore. We didn't wake up like a morning and like magic it came. Ibrahim Traore came after a fight from the youth. So we are gonna still continue fighting for him to stay. We are gonna say no to the imperialism. We are gonna say no to the colonialism, and we are gonna continue to tell our story. So I just want to let people know the real narrative of what is going on. I don't used to do videos, and I am not an influencer, and I just want you people to know the truth, what is going on. And I will be, because of so many people asking me to do, to give update, I will be giving you sometime the update if something happen, and so that just to know, just for knowledge, for you people to know what is going on, because at this time our eyes are open. We cannot still let those things going on in our countries. We must be independent. We must be able to build our infrastructure, to build our country together. And I want people to know that if somebody come out and told you that our president is using army against the youth, it's not true. I want to explain you something. In 2014, when the president that we chase wanted to, before we chase him, it was like the revolution, it was like few days. It tried also to make the army shoot some people so that they will scary and back up. So at the last day, the youth came out, women came out with the kitchen staff, beating together the kitchen staff, men also came out, and the president at the time asked the army to shoot on the people because they were working to the presidency. So because the army, the military, they see that the youth was really serious. This time they don't want to back up. They just give up. They run away. So it means our military, they are not trained to shoot on the youth. It's not possible that those same military will be going in the Sahel shooting the people. It's not possible. And France, when Ibrahim Traore come, he wanted to buy the military staff from France so that you go and protect and fight again, because it's a fight. If somebody come to attack you, it's a fight. You are gonna defend yourself. France refused to sell the armament to Ibrahim Traore, to us, Burkina Faso, as a foreign government. They refused because they said there are some armament that will not sell to us because they are lethal. But the terrorists are using lethal armies against us. So this is when they refused to sell the armament. Then Ibrahim Traore go to Russia and go to China and go to Iran. Because France, before they will know, they don't want to sell some armament to us or some license to use like helicopter or I don't know. They are not giving us this. So for them, we should stay. They are attacking us and we cannot defend ourselves. And then the terrorists, they are not a sovereign government. They are terrorists. So we, Burkina Faso, we don't have a armament fabric. So those terrorists, where are they getting their arms from? Who are giving them armament? Because they are refusing to sell the armament to us. But those terrorists, they have the armament. Who is giving them those guns? Because it's money. Gun is not something that you can go and buy like this, and it's very expensive. So who is financing those terrorists? It's not our president, like the general say that he is using the Burkina Faso money to to put it in the terrorism. No, it's not true. And our military, I have myself have experience when I was 16, around 15, 16. Twice I go to the police because I need the police help. And they helped me. I was the daughter of nobody. They helped me. So our military police, they are really good trained. So if somebody come and told you people those things, please don't believe them. They are using the same tactic that they are using, the same propaganda. It's not true. I want all your support. I will be making all you people update of everything that our president have done. He had so many support from the country, the new generation, and from the people who are there in Burkina Faso complaining. You have to know that is the old generation, the people who were comfortable with the old corruption system. Because they don't want to go out the corruption system. They want to be thinking about themselves. But Ibrahim Traore is thinking about the majority of the youth who are struggling. You understand? So the thing is that if somebody is complaining about actually is old generation, but the new generation, they are behind Ibrahim Traore. And from the old generation, we don't care. Because they were comfortable with the corruption system. They are going to go out their comfort zone and follow the rules. Because we are the new generation. We are the future. Our children are the future. We have to think about our country and Africa generally. So we are not going to sit down and shut up here And this thing will continue happening. Are we gonna make those videos for you people? What our president is saying, are we gonna translate to you in English? It's not AI. I will talk directly for you to show you people what is going on, and you people will see with your eye, and then decide if what he's doing is good or not. Thank you so much.
Welcome back to my YouTube once more. Timothy's Reaction is my name. Hope you have watched the full clip about the spy who was captured in Burkina Faso spying Ibrahim Traore. We know that France and the United States have tried any means to eliminate Ibrahim Traore from power, but all means have now failed. They had 18 attempt assassination to Ibrahim Traore, but all failed. Ibrahim Traore is the man who has been very ignorant, and he has a very good security. So this lady was captured in Burkina Faso spying how Ibrahim Traore is operating, how many military that he's have, securities, and all about what is working in Burkina Faso, so that they can use snipers and spy to arrest Ibrahim Traore. This lady is an NGO. He was working in NGO in Burkina Faso. He was spying Ibrahim Traore. As all we know that Ibrahim Traore is the one who condemned these NGOs from working in Africa. But now this lady came out and she started spying Ibrahim Traore. He even ended up and having a sniper who can kill Ibrahim Traore alive. But we know that Ibrahim Traore is the most protected now leader in Burkina Faso. He has really planned how to prepare. So these people has tried a lot of means, a lot of power, a lot of energy. They have wasted their energies all, but all have failed. We know that they are now they even use our own black American to fight we as a black American, but those all means now failed. The only hope now is using spies, but we know that Ibrahim Traore is the man who is in control, and he knows all the security agents, all the security security alerts. Now he has captured this lady, and he has exposed him and sending a warning to France and United States that you guys leave alone Burkina Faso. Burkina Faso is no longer colonized to them. So we saw that United States came together with France so that they can eliminate this Ibrahim Traore, but all these things have failed. They have now clueless, and they are now trying a lot of means, sending spies using African to divide Burkina Faso, but all these things have failed. We know that Ibrahim Traore is now the president, is the most loved president now in Africa, and people are now learning what that impossible is possible now. Liberation is really, he is doing a lot of work, a lot of progress in Burkina Faso now. When now you go to Burkina Faso, you can find that Burkina Faso education is free, starting from the secondary level to primary up to university, now free. And this thing you cannot find in any country, even United States. Now there's no free education, but Ibrahim Traore has made education to be free across all the country. So he has opened up a health sector. Now the health sector is really working in Burkina Faso. So Ibrahim Traore has sent a warning to this guy. You guys leave Burkina Faso alone. Leave Africa alone. Leave us alone. We as Africa, we as Burkina Faso, we are using our own resources to develop our own country. We don't want your loans. Ibrahim Traore scrapped this. He don't depend from IMF Bank or World Bank to give him a loan so that he can develop Burkina Faso. Burkina Faso is now the largest and is now the largest growing country in the world right now. When you visit any countries now talking about Burkina Faso and how Ibrahim Traore is running the country. These people has been using for us for so long. They have been using us, we as African. They have been dividing us so that they can they can take resources out of our continent. They are taking minerals, gold, oils out of our country, but in coming they are not even love with Africa. So we Africa now, we are now united, as we saw last time that they came together solidarity to Ibrahim Traore. They stand with Ibrahim Traore, and in the end these people have really tried, and Ibrahim Traore is the man. Ibrahim Traore is now his man, and he is now the president of Africa. These people has now come out and they have planted a lot of lies. They have tried a lot of energy to this man on Ibrahim Traore, and we know that Ibrahim Traore is a young president in world right now, and he has really tried. He's really doing this work. So the spy has been captured, so there's now looking any means so that they can eliminate Ibrahim Traore. And we are behind Ibrahim Traore. We will not let him be assassinated as Thomas Sankara. We will defend him until the end. He is ours. So as I conclude, we Africa, we must unite. We Africa, we must love each other. The spirit that we have now, let this spirit continue. We don't want to be divided by these white Western countries, because these Western countries, they normally divide us so that they gain into this in our country and steal our resources. Let's be like Chinese. Let's be like the Asians. When now you go to United States, Chinese are really united. If you go to Caribbean, Chinese are really united. Asians are really united. We Africa, we Jamaican, we Caribbean, we must now united and be like these other nations. Be like Chinese. Love each other. Don't hate any black color, because we are the same. It's just when you cut the blood inside our vessel is the same the blood that this white have. So let's unite it, and we will conquer these white people. Thank you so much for watching my video once more, and thanks for my loyal supporters who have been continuing supporting me through your subscription. And kindly make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channels, like, share and comment. Bye for now.